this is Transformers fan G138, and I'm here with a video review of Transformers Age of Extinction, Evasion mode Optimus Prime. And this is, the mass retail version. This isn't any special one or anything. I said I was not going to get this, but then they announced the DX9 Armor that converts this guy to God Ginrai, and very convincingly. Adds like the gaps in his feet and the chest plate and the wings, of course, as well as the weapons. So it's a really cheap way of getting a really nice classics figure out of it. I'm very excited for it. It's only a $44 add-on set, pre-ordered on Amazon. Not Amazon, wow. Pre-ordered on Big Bad Toy Store. And very reasonably priced for an add-on set. And then this is only $25 at any store. So, only, right? And then, yeah. So I got this guy solely for that purpose. I probably will still end up with the Rusty version from, not the Rusty, but the one with the faded blue paint flames on it if I can get my hands on the Evolutions Optimus Prime pack, because I really want that Classics Optimus Prime painted like the classic toy. Just because he's my favorite mold, and I could use another mold of that guy, actually. Because one, I got paint chips, and the other one's on display with the trailer from Make Toys. Wow, Fans Projects. And I have the other trailer, which, the armor, and I'd like to put the one with chip paint inside that one. Then, I can see all three modes. But anyway, you got a nice, classics-ish looking Prime with the silver stripe here, which fits perfect for God Ginrai, by the way. Or Power Master Prime, but I'm going with God Ginrai. He's the man. Kind of impulsive, angry, kind of neat character. But yeah, you got this smokestack here that folds down. Pretty neat little classics looking Prime. So not much I can say. It rolls okay. Transformation's okay. Overall, it's an okay figure. I wish the wheel rims were painted, and since this is going to be essentially a custom anyway, I might try to match this silver paint and paint the rims myself. Because I'm not intending to hold the value of this one at all. This is strictly for God Ginrai. And it'll also include a new head too, which is kind of neat. The set. So, I guess I can talk about this stupid thing. This is the most awful, god-awful gun I've ever seen besides the original one. With the 2 handles and the 2 triggers, and it's just like he holds it at the bottom of the handle. I mean, it's very Generation 1 gunish, and at least it's a missile launcher, but yeah. I mean, the best part is this looks like the gun that Megatron had in the last movie. So if I was going to do anything, and if I still had that one on display, I'd be giving it to that one, if he could hold it. Which, I don't think he can. But, worth a try sometime, when I dig him out again. Anyway, that'll go over there. Back to the Optimus Prime. Very much looks like the Classics vehicle mode right here. The classic vehicle mode. Minus the double smokestacks. So, for transformation, it's pretty straightforward. Fold this down, pull these out. I'm gonna grab, come up front here, and I always have a problem transforming the front here. There we go. I just have an issue with it. Pull this up, out of the way, pull this down, and up, and that's the front of the truck here, and this will just fold all the way back and pop the head up now. Then we'll come up here, rotate these up, and then this becomes a little tricky here because you need to rotate them so that these mirrors and windows are not going to be in the way of this whole panel. There we go. Like that. Almost. There we go. That whole panel moves up. And then we're going to do the same on this side. Just like that. Now I'm going to come down here to the legs. I'm going to grab the trailer hitch section, pull down, and then rotate up, then separating the legs, and then pulling these panels down. And there you have the legs. Let's get back up here. So now we're going to push this flat on the chest, pop it into the slot there. And now we have a really weird looking Optimus, but that's okay. I love how the chest folds together here. Everything just comes together very nicely. That is pretty cool. I do like that. Come back here, rotate the arms down, and then flip these panels down. And leaves you these things that have always been on Optimus Prime's shoulders throughout the movies. And they end up doubling as ladders, and it's the most creative way I've seen those. Before, they've just folded down and up. This is the most creative way I've seen to actually create these. I wish they were silver and not red, like they are supposed to be, but, you know, minor details. I will not care once I get the Ginrai armor on them. And then the whole front of the truck, this is creative, I will say. This locks in and becomes the whole shoulder assembly to block out the inside of the chest. And he becomes a very well molded, very well concealed figure inside. One thing I will note is this leg has been working its way off. And I haven't figured out why the vehicle mode was unbalanced until I noticed that. And then these wheels can move to provide more motion. That's just kind of neat. One thing I'm not a fan of is where the elbows bend. It's supposed to be up here, it's molded in, but the rotation is down here. So if you want his arm straight, you have a really weird looking arm. Not a fan of that. But if you don't want the arm straight, you kind of just want him like in a heroic pose, any other position is fine, just not straight. It just looks really weird. It's bizarre. He can hold this really stupid gun. And there you have it. Again, really stupid gun. My opinion. The hands are painted, which I'm not a fan about, but it'll work. They work. I do kind of like it. It's neat. Here's a close-up of his face. Doesn't have the faceplate. Always thought Movie Prime looked weird to begin with. This is the only Movie Prime I have that does not have a faceplate. So far. Which, it's not bad. Also to note, the feet are also completely painted. These are gray plastic. They're just painted blue. I am totally off on this. Like, I'm jumping around all over the place. So I apologize. Cool feature. We'll go through the articulation. It's pretty decent. He's got side-to-side motion, rocker on the foot, forward, backward. He's got some additional posability due to the transformation in the leg. He's got a just over 90-degree bend in the knee. He's got a swivel up here, hinge and a hinge, plus these move to give you more mobility. You do have a waist swivel for a change. That's always nice to have. The arms are a ball and socket joint. No, they're not. I apologize. They are not. Do not quote me on that. They are on a hinge and another hinge, which is kind of cool. It almost looks like this hinge was intended to be a ratchet joint at some point, and they just took it out and for a frictional joint. And it's really just even popped on there. That's weird. Really is a friction joint. I can see that wearing out. You do have a swivel up here where the arm connects, and then you have the motion due to transformation in the elbow. That looks kind of weird, but it's not completely terrible. And lastly, we have the head. Now this is kind of cool. We have the forward and backward motion, so he can actually look down over his chest, which most Optimus Primes cannot, because they're like, oh yeah, I can't look down. And then he has the ball and socket joint in the head itself, which is really cool. Provides him a lot of motion. And this is how easy it is to change out the head for the new add-on. Give it a nice classics head. So I will have to put up with the arms in the with the upgrade set, but his chest plate will be replaced. He's got shoulder armor. He's got feet caps that actually put these feet into like boot-looking things instead of this weird movie-looking legs. And then of course he's got the jetpack. And again, the sole reason I bought this is because I had pre-ordered that, and that looks amazing. That's pretty much all I got for this figure. Was originally not even on my going to buy list at all, but I did give him a ranking. For transformation, he's got a 6 because that front part, it's really difficult to get the top of the roof lined up and these mirrors cleared. And then they say you can do it in like 8 steps on the instructions, but you really can't. So I knocked him some points there. Accuracy, he's not terrible. He's got some issues, like a lot of the coloring is off, and I hate to say it, but because it's Evasion Mode Prime and it's supposed to be the one in, he's supposed to have faded blue paint, flame paint on the side of the truck, and he ends up with Classics paint job, which I don't mind, but for what they're trying to pass it off as, he is not accurate. That, including the arms here, and I mean, it's really hard to get accurate with the movie figures to begin with. I'm okay with that, but there are some things I like. I wish these were painted silver, the smokestack exhaust type things. But anyway, accuracy received a 6. I'm sorry, accuracy received a 7. Correction. Paint, for the paint they have on here, is good. There's just, I think there needs to be more paint on here. Especially in the shoulders, the elbows. In vehicle mode, it looks great. Robot mode, it's heavily lacking in paint, and I really wish there's paint here. But the paint that is on here is good. They have very good paint for what is on here, and I will repeat that many times. So, he received a 9 in that category. Weapons, he received a 2, because this is not an Optimus Prime weapon. It's just terrible. But he at least came with a weapon, so he gets a 2. Let's see, joints. He receives an 8. These are a little loose. This one's a little loose, but overall it's not bad. Just playing around with this. But yeah, the joints are pretty good. They're all nice and tight. These like to come off, so again, he got an 8 on those. Posability, he's got some really cool poses. This guy can take almost anything you can throw at him. Almost everything you can throw at him, apparently. had him in a really cool pose the other day. Like, you can actually really get him like he's running. He's pretty awesome. Posability, he gets a 9. I mean, there's like no kibble on this thing at all. I love the look of this, minus the arms. But posability, great. Sturdiness, he's a 7. Again, he's got the general Transformer heel problem. He does have heels, but the way the feet are formed, they're rounded on the back, and it just gives him more of an ability to go backwards. Other issues, he's got an 8, because I've already talked about those, but they're like minor, where paint should be, where the wrong paint was used, that kind of thing. So he receives an 8 on that. Not terrible. I should have actually gave him a little less, but I was feeling generous. I cannot speak. And that all averages out to a 7, which is pretty impressive for a movie figure that I'm reviewing. Generally, I find them junk, but this is actually one that was recommended. I ended up getting it because of the add-on set, but this has been recommended by several of my viewers, and I'm right on board with you. This is a really cool figure. As far as movie figures go, I rank this one a decent score. You guys are good to go. So far, this is the second Age of Extinction figure I bought. Yes, because the other one is the large Leader Class Prime. I had to think about that for a minute. Basically, because he came with a sword. That one has kibble, but I still like that one. Overall, very nice figure. Again, wish he had paint, little extra places. And I guess the exclusive version will come with paint. That's the one from Big Bad Toy Store, and I think Amazon's also getting it. It's the 5-pack. It has all the Autobots, including the 2 Voyagers, and the 3 Deluxes, Crosshairs, stuff. I had tossed around the idea of getting it, and then I'm like, I really don't have space for the extra figures as much as I would wanted to get it just for the new Bumblebee mold, and I know I'm going to hate it. It looks good, but I know I'm going to hate it because it's B, that sort of thing. But I'm just babbling at this point, so I'm finished. Here's Optimus Prime. If you have any questions about the figure, please let me know. Any comments, concerns, anything I missed, please post a comment down below, and I will get back to you. Don't feel free to call me an idiot for not knowing anything about this figure. If I don't, I might be missing something that makes it more balanced for all I know. Oh, I did forget one piece of information. His wrists do rotate. They are very tight, and I have to put the gun in it to actually rotate it. That's why I didn't notice it before. Sorry. Now I'm finished. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, comment, share.